should be going live any second now. Oh my God. Okay, I'm live. That took a while. Hey guys. Hi everybody. Wow. We have 100 people already. That's amazing. So cool. Hey everyone. Hi Germany. Hi France. Ooh, Hamilton. Hi Hamilton. I'm right next door. Hi Oregon. Oh, wow. Hi Wales. Hi South Africa. Hi Brazil. This is amazing. So nice to see you all. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be with me. We're going to get started with the meditation really quickly. Maybe we can just wait like a couple of minutes for some other people to hop on. I know this is sort of like a strange time for people in the Americas. So if you guys remember to, sit with me and meditate for a little bit. So good to see you all. Hi, Michigan. Hi, Indiana. Hi, Norway. Hi, Franca. I'm good. I'm doing really well. How are you? Hi, California. Hi, Finland. Hi, Maryland. Ooh, hi, Colombia. Hi, Scotland. Northern Ireland. Wow. Hi. Hi, Wisconsin. Hi, Italy. This is so cool. It's always so cool seeing that we are from around the world. Virginia, DC. Yeah, perfect time for Europe, right? Hi, Spain. Hi, Romania. Hi, New Mexico. Oh my gosh, so good to see you all. Hi, Argentina. Hi, Hong Kong. Hi, Chicago. Hi, Canada. Hi, Pennsylvania, Manchester, Poland, England. Wow, this is amazing. I'm already feeling that, collective spirit. It's so nice. Meditation's always better when we're, doing it collectively. So this is amazing. Hi, Sweden. Hi, Australia. Hi, Ukraine, Puerto Rico, Russia. Wow. Okay. I think we're good to go. If you guys are ready, we can begin to meditate. So first I'm going to take a sip of my tea. If you have tea, you can take a sip as well. Hi, New York. Hi, Denmark. Hi, the Netherlands. Yeah, we're so worldwide. Hi, Kentucky. Wow. Okay. All right. Now let's meditate. So if you're watching from Instagram, you might want to hop over to YouTube for better sound quality. But yeah, if you guys are ready, I want you all to just sit in a comfortable position. I'm sitting with my legs crossed over here, but you're welcome to sit whichever way you'd like. You can even lie down if you like. What we're going to do to get started is to just relax our bodies. When you relax your body, you allow yourself to tune into your body, and that's where we meditate. That's where the magic happens. We don't meditate with the mind, we meditate with the body. So let's begin by relaxing the body. And whenever you're ready, you can close your eyes as well. This will help you tune inwards, bring all of your senses inwards. Let's take some deep breaths. Breathe in and let it out. Deep breath in and let it out. Deep breath in and let it out. Allow yourself to be comfortable right where you are. And bring your awareness to the top of your head. Here, I'd like you to imagine, visualize a healing orb of light, beautiful, glowing, healing orb of light above your head. above the crown of your head. Just notice this light. Notice what color it is for you. It's going to be different for everybody, but what is the color of healing for you? What is it showing up as? Just observe it. Imagine this beautiful light. And then on your next inhale, take a deep breath in and allow this light to be absorbed through the crown of your head. Bring this light in, invite it into your body through the head. And now it's going to illuminate your head space. Breathe in and out. Allow this light to absorb any densities, allow it to dissolve it, allow it to create space within your mind, within your head space. See this light in your mind's eye now. Allow it to expand with every inhale. And allow it to sink in with every exhale. Relax into this light. Relax into this newfound spaciousness in your head. You can relax your face now. Relax your forehead. Create space between the eyebrows. Create space around the eyes. Create space within the cheeks. The cheeks can droop now. Just relax the face. And you can part the lips slightly. Relax the tongue. And drop the jaw. This is big in meditation. It's really important that you drop the jaw. This will help you let go of any illusory sense of control. The type of control that isn't real. Just let it go as you drop the jaw. Now that your face is relaxing, you can allow this light to flow down now. Allow it to flow through the neck, lengthening the neck. And then allow this light to expand into your shoulders. And when it does this, your shoulders are going to drop. Relax your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. And allow stress, burdens, tension to fall right off. Allow the tension to fall off the shoulders. And they're going to roll off the arms, out the hands, out the fingertips. This healing light is going to help you flush out tension and stress through the arms, through the hands and out the fingers. Your shoulders are relaxing now. Your hands, fingers, arms are relaxing now. Allow them to get heavy or light, whatever feels right to you, whatever is healing for you in this moment. At which point, you can allow the healing light to flow into your chest now. Allow this light to expand and glow as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, it's going to sink in to the very core center of your chest. Breathe in, it's glowing, expanding. Then exhale, it's going to sink into the very core of your chest, of your heart space. Breathe in again, deep breath in. Then exhale, relax. Relaxing the chest now. Begin to feel lighter here, more spacious, more soft in the chest. And then allow the healing light to flow down even more into the belly now. And now take a deep breath in. This light is going to expand again and glow. And then exhale. It's going to penetrate your gut, healing the space, releasing toxins. Breathe into the belly, the light glows. And exhale. It's helping you release toxins. Breathe into the belly. And exhale. Now you can breathe into the belly and the chest. And then exhale. Breathe into the belly and the chest. And then exhale. One more time. Breathe into the belly and the chest. Feel the healing light here as it expands and then sinks in deeper. Good. Now this healing light is going to continue to flow down. Flow down through your legs. And as it flows down through your legs, it's going to help you flush out any excess energy, tension, whatever that isn't serving you in this moment. This healing light is going to help you flush it out. So breathe deeply and slowly as this light moves down through your thighs, hamstrings, quads, knees, calf muscles, shins, ankles, into the feet, the soles of the feet, heels, and your toes. Notice this grounding effect as you focus on your feet. You're grounding yourself. You're fully in your body. This light has guided you back into your body. Allow yourself to take this in and just enjoy it, how it feels to be grounded, rooted, relaxed, and in your body. Breathe in and out. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. If it feels right, you can begin to breathe with your nose. Breathing in through the nose and out the nose. Notice how much slower you are breathing now. How much deeper you are breathing. See, this is what happens when we are with the body, when we consciously relax into the body. We breathe slower, deeper, more comfortably, more naturally. And when we breathe like this, our thoughts also slow down. Notice how your mind is more spacious now. You're not thinking as much because you're in your body. For that reason, just sink deeper and deeper into your body now. And breathe slower and slower. Notice how you didn't have to force yourself from stopping your thoughts. We don't have to force our thoughts to stop. We can just surrender into our bodies for that to happen naturally. And this way of meditating is really the most effective. Because it teaches us what it means to return to who we really are, to all of us, all of ourselves. It's nice to be in your body, isn't it? Continue to breathe. Breathe into the belly and out. Breathe in Breathe in. And out. You're doing amazing. Now I'm going to count us back into our space, into our rooms. But know that you can continue to meditate. In fact, I encourage you to continue to meditate. Be mindful, be grounded, remain in your body as we move forward. I'm going to count from 10 to 1. And with each number, just go even deeper into your body, ground yourself, root yourself. At the same time, you're going to make a conscious effort to come back to the present. Come back into your space, into your room. Breathe in. Exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, coming back into your space, into your room. 6, you're halfway there. Ground yourself, root yourself. Feel into your seat or your bed. Feel even more relaxed as you come back into the present. 5, 4, begin to move your body, your fingers and toes. 3, 2, and 1. Deep breath in. And exhale. You can stretch your body. It's always good to do. Rotate your neck. Move it from side to side. I hope that was relaxing. I hope you enjoyed that. Oh no, it looks like my Instagram live died as we were meditating, but that's okay. I hope they transitioned onto YouTube. Okay, thank you so much for doing that with me, for meditating with me. Yeah, thank you. I'm just taking some time to reorient myself back into my space. It's crazy that we have 380 people with us. That's crazy, amazing. Wow. Okay, now let's do some, I'm here to answer your questions. Let's do the Q&A. I also have my brother here.
Again, I'm back.
Come, sit closer. I have my brother who's going to help me read out the questions. And yeah. Okay, I'm going to scroll up a little bit to see if there are any questions.
I have a question actually.
Okay.
By Daisy Paraskilio. Where are the questions coming from for Q&A? We post them here in live chat.
Yeah, Daisy. Yeah, just feel free to post your questions in the live chat, and I will answer them there. Yeah, now that we're in the...
I went to the wrong question.
Yeah, you went to the...
I meant to... Does your name have a meaning?
Okay, so Daisy asks if my name has a meaning. Yeah, my name is a Turkish name, and it means divine gift or gift from God. And there's a cute story that goes along with it. I was actually supposed to be born on my dad's birthday, but I wouldn't turn around in my mother's stomach, and so they had to give her a C-section. And the only day that they could arrange it for was August 10th, which was 6 days before my father's birthday, our father's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yours as well. Yeah, so that's why he wanted to name me Adiya, and my great aunt is also named Adiya. So, and funny enough, my birthday is really close to my father's, and Zohar's birthday is really close to our mother's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So sometimes we celebrate them together. And you also asked about my tattoo on my left arm, this one, right? So this says, as within, so without, which is sort of like a manifestation spell saying sort of thing. Like you would say, as within, as above, so below, as within, so without. I just thought it went really nicely with this little tattoo I have over here, which is also about the idea of manifesting. My internal reality creates what I see and experience and perceive externally. So I thought they would be good reminders. Okay.
Okay. Can you meditation with real moldative?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Gregor asks, can you meditate with a real Moldavite in ASMR video? Actually, I got my mom a Moldavite necklace recently, so maybe I could borrow hers and use it in a video. That'd be really cool. I don't have any, but I gifted her one recently. So so maybe that could be an upcoming video if you would like that. Okay. So next question.
Are you and Smita Coco related?
Oh yeah, we are. Great question. We are cousins actually on our father's side. We're really close.
From Emily Castaneda.
Yeah. Okay. I see one here. Do you have any tips for when you are burned out? I think that's a great question. I was experiencing a mini burnout recently, and so I really, I guess, put this into practice. When you're burned out, there's a lot of resistance internally, from the mind as well as the body. It's just like, you got to stop. Your body will tell you to just stop. And it's important that you acknowledge that your body is exhausted, your mind is exhausted, and you need to consciously get yourself to stop doing the things you've been doing. As much as that's hard and difficult to do when you're so used to the routine, it's uncomfortable, and I get that, but you got to make a conscious effort to just say, hey, it's not working out anymore, not at this moment. And in order to release this resistance, I'm going to be more passive about where I currently am. So what I did a couple weeks ago when I was really feeling this was, and I showed up as sleep procrastination, so I was having some issues falling asleep on time. And the resistance was sort of like, a part of me wanted to beat myself up for feeling this way, right? And at the same time, I was like, I should sleep right now. What am I doing? And then I would wake up and also feel resistant about having woken up late. And, so the resistance comes out in so many different ways, and it's just mostly in negativity. And in that, when you're feeling that, it's important for you to just acknowledge it and not take it so seriously, because that negativity is simply just a resistance of you being tired and exhausted. And surrender, do things that are going to help you take care of your body. I know that sounds cliche, but I on a Sunday, I did not look at YouTube, I did not look at work, didn't even read. I took a bubble bath, so cliche. I put on a hair mask, a face mask, and I just relaxed. I danced, I meditated in a way that felt good. And, you just got to be playful about it, not take it so seriously. Know that whatever negativity that you're feeling is simply just the feeling, just because you're tired. Yeah, I hope that helps. I don't know if that was like a little bit of a tangent, but that was what I experienced recently. So I also saw a question earlier about meditation.
I
Do you
actually
see that
have one
one?
here, which is about recording.
Okay, yeah.
Which camera do you love to use to film your ASMR videos?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
From Kisiara Kathleen. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
Yeah, Sierra. So I use Sony Alpha 6300. Is that how you think that's what I use? I got it off of eBay actually, and I got a really nice lens to go with it, which is it's a Sigma lens, like a really popular cult favorite. Yeah, and it's beautiful. It's the one that you see in all my videos. It creates like a beautiful bouquet effect, really soft. But that's the camera that I use. Yeah. Okay. You see another question?
Meditate.
Yeah, okay, here.
Someone asked you to say Leora.
Huh?
Leora. Someone asked you to say Leora.
Leora? Oh, is that your name? Hi, Leora.
Okay.
Okay, I see the question about meditation. I found it. So Femke says, do you have any tips for beginners in meditation? That is an awesome question. I'm so happy you asked because, if you know me, I preach about meditation. I think everybody should meditate. It's really important that you get to know yourself from the inside out, right? So if you're a beginner in meditation, I would encourage you to get in touch with your body. A lot of people think meditation is just sitting silently, and trying to not have any thoughts at all. And that couldn't be the furthest truth away from. It's just not the truth. It could not be furthest away from what meditation really is. You're not sitting to just stop your thoughts. You're sitting to be in a space that you already innately have within you. It's just a matter of going deep enough. And in order to go in deep enough, you have to penetrate the most outer core. That's your body. That's what you feel, what you can sense. We use our senses to begin to meditate. So that can mean a variety of things. What I always recommend, I tell all my clients and the people in my group coaching, that you got to start with exercise, actually. You have to learn to be with your body instead of listening to the voice in your head. I'll give you an example. When you run and you might have just begun, it's only been 5 minutes, but your mind will tell you to stop. No, that's enough. It's okay. You've done enough. You're tired. Stop. But if you keep running, no matter how you're feeling, what your mind is telling you, if you keep running, at a certain point, that voice is going to stop. That voice is going to begin to quiet and give in to the task that you're doing. And that's sort of the phenomenon that you have to begin to notice, that this voice isn't you and it doesn't have to control you, right? So in exercise, it's really obvious that at a certain point, the voice begins to quiet, and at which point you can be with your body totally with the task at hand. And you begin to notice, for example, your breathing. it's so obvious when you're breathing in and out. You notice that, and you notice the beating of your heart. You notice maybe the sweat dripping down your face or your legs when they're really tired. That helps you be present with all of your senses, with everything that's happening in the present moment. So exercise is one of the best ways to get started with meditation, because it teaches you without, it sort of forces you, but without forcing your mind into it. Does that make sense? Like, you don't, it teaches you as a byproduct. Because I know with a lot of people, when they sit down to meditate, there's resistance. And that can be really difficult to get over. That sort of forcing will never really help you. It's not going to get you very far. With exercise, it's sort of like you're putting that on the back burner, putting meditation on the back burner. You're just focused on meditation. You're focused on exercise. And when you do that, the lesson comes naturally, without looking for it, you learn naturally. I hope that answers your question. I think exercise is the best way. Actually, yeah, I exercise as a way to help myself to meditate every single morning. I do HIIT workouts. So, if you enjoy that, I know we're in quarantine right now, so it's more accessible. It's something that you can do in your living room whenever you want. And then after you work out, you can just sit quietly and see if you've discovered anything within, and if meditation will get easier over time when you do that. Yeah, I know that was like a long-winded answer, but I hope that helps.
Okay. From Adrianati, what jobs have you done for a living in the past? Have they helped you in any way to create what you do on your channel now?
Ooh, really interesting question. Okay, hi, Adrian. So what jobs have I done in the past? That's such an interesting question. Wow. Okay, so I worked in retail. I think everyone starts out with that, right? So I worked in retail as like a sales associate for a while at various different stores. I also here's a job that I found really helped is I was an English teacher for some time. For the past 3 years, I've been traveling just around the world, wherever I wanted to go. And to sustain that, make that possible, I worked part-time as an English teacher online. So I teach Chinese kids from China English, and it's like the most rewarding job. It's so fun. And that taught me a lot, because it taught me to be, like, first of all, be present with somebody, right? And receive everything that's sort of happening in the interaction. And then it also helped me understand where the other person's coming from, because these kids, they're really like, they really want to learn, but they don't always have the capacity to convey to me if they're unsure about something, or if they come across that sort of hurdle. So it helped me a lot in kind of picking those little things up, the unspoken hints here and there. I think that really helps me with, as a hypnosis and meditation practitioner, I can help people by being attuned to them. I'm really paying attention to what's happening on the other side, what's happening with their body language, the things that they're not really verbalizing, but I'm able to pick up on because I've had that experience with children before. And the other thing is, I find that children are so, oh yeah, there's my dog. I find that children are they're so open, they're so vulnerable and curious and playful. And so they really taught me to do that as well, to just embrace my inner child and learn how to play while learning. And I feel like I'm able to bring that out of my clients in our sessions as well. I hope. I hope they agree. But I try to, add a sense of playfulness and just, openness, vulnerability in all of my sessions and videos as well. So I think so far that's been the most rewarding job because children just teach you so much.
From the UK, when do you start meditation? From Pete.
When did I start meditation?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Pete. So I started meditation, I would say around when I was 16. That was also, I started meditation when I was around 16. I came upon certain guided meditations and hypnosis recordings on YouTube. And they seemed to really help me, which is why I continued. I found out about Eckhart Tolle shortly after. I read A New Earth first, and then The Power of Now, and it just resonated with me on such a deep level. So I just kept the search. But yeah, it started when I was 16, so it's been about a decade now. And it's been a great journey. But when you first start, it's never the same as it's like looking back on it, meditation was a very different thing for me back then compared to now.
Do you have any book recommendations from Ellie Reads?
Oh yeah. Okay, so book recommendations. Thanks, Emily. Well, I mentioned Eckhart Tolle earlier, so I think I mentioned Eckhart Tolle in the previous live as well. But honestly, his books are they're like Bibles to me. They're just really nice to meditate on, no matter how many times you've read it, because you can contemplate on bits and pieces of it, and it always feels somewhat fresh. So I really recommend The Power of Now if you haven't read that. No, it's really popular. A New Earth as well. And I also recommend Waking the Tiger. That's also a book that I always mention, which is by Peter Levine. The book just helps you understand our primal nature, which you'd be surprised can help you so much in meditation. A lot of self-actualization is really going back to our roots, to the source. So in understanding your most instinctual beingness can really take you really far, so far. I hope you haven't read those books. But off the top of my head, those are the three that always come to me.
How did you start Reiki and tarot reading? From Lisa Prestige.
Okay,
Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
So Lisa says, how did I start Reiki and tarot reading? So with, she says meditation. I see the question here. How did you start doing meditation, tarot readings? Okay, well, I answered the meditation part. With tarot readings, you know what? I remember I found a deck, like a Celtic deck, many years back, maybe when I was like 14, at a garage sale for like $2. But it didn't really resonate with me, like the images. I didn't really understand that. I didn't understand the imagery so much. I didn't know much about tarots. So I didn't really begin to do it until I think when I was 19. When I lived at a yoga ashram for a couple months. And at the yoga ashram, there was this woman. She was so eccentric and just a really interesting, fascinating lady who would, give out readings in exchange for something else, for something that you could offer. And so one day I asked her, and she gave me this reading that blew my mind. It was so crazy. Like, I didn't really believe tarot readings before that. But when she gave me that reading, there's just no doubt about it that something's happening here. Like, she read things that she shouldn't know that that felt so personal, right? And so that just, because it blew my mind, I decided to get further into it and learn more about it. And then that's when I got a tarot deck. So it's been like 6 years now that I've been practicing. At the beginning, it was really difficult, but my brother's distracting me. I don't know what you're. It's okay.
Sorry.
Where was I? The reading blew my mind. So then I started practicing, and it's hard at the beginning. I'll tell you that, because you feel like you have to memorize all of these cards and what they mean, but actually, if you just practice, like deciphering the patterns, because there are like the minor arcana, there's the minor arcana, the major arcana, there's a story behind all of that, and there's numerology behind the numbers. So when you learn these patterns and you combine them, also like the elements, what the elements mean, when you combine them, then it just makes so much sense. Then you begin to understand these archetypal energies and how they apply to your life and other people's lives. But yeah, so it's been a while since I've started doing tarot, but it wasn't until a couple years ago that it began to like actually click for me. Yeah, again, that was a long answer. I'm really taking my time.
Again, from Emily Castaneda, do you have any tips for procrastination?
Oh, okay. About procrastination. Good question, Emily. Procrastination, we procrastinate when our minds tell us that we should be doing something, and when the body says different, when the body is saying you should be doing something else. Procrastination is just the phenomenon of things not being in alignment and being in dissonance. And so when you feel procrastination, dig into your body, honor what your body is saying first before you follow the mind with its story. Your body is trying to get you to pay attention to something that's happening internally, and most often it is something that happened in the past that you didn't give yourself enough time to process. Maybe a conversation you had with somebody, could even be something traumatic, right? Maybe you had a traumatic experience, emotionally traumatic experience over studying, over a test, anything like that, public speaking, which is making you resistant to the task that you're wanting to complete. So you want to really pay attention to your body and what it's telling you in those moments. Attend to the body first to release that resistance, and then you're going to feel so much more inclined to go with what you got to do, go with what the mind is telling you to do. I hope that helps. Always listen to your body before anything else. I see a question here. So Mike says, what's your zodiac sign? And do you have any tips when you have PTSD? That's a big question. Okay, so for the first one, zodiac sign, I'm a Leo sun, a Aquarius moon, and I think I'm sort of on the cusp, like I'm between a Scorpio rising and a Sagittarius rising, because when I do those quizzes, I get both, depending. So I'm like really confused right now, but both resonate. I think maybe Scorpio resonates a little bit more. So I'm a Scorpio rising.
I'm a Capricorn, right?
Yeah, so my brother is a Capricorn sun, a Gemini moon, and Gemini rising. And that is why he talks so much. You're not talking as much today.
No.
Do you want to talk?
Hello. I don't know what to say.
If you want to answer a question, you can.
Okay. Well, there's actually one for me.
Okay.
So for me, does my sister meditation help me? Assuming this is a videos, like do I watch it at night? No, I don't. I don't. Most of the time I like playing video games. I really don't do too much. Like, I'm not a fan of ASMR, I guess you could say. Remember in the old one, I spoke really loudly. I'm not speaking too loud for
Yeah, you're
this one
doing really good
because
so far.
I'm not speaking too loud for this one because I prepared myself to speak loudly. It's ASMR, not normal day.
Yeah. Do you want to come closer? I feel like you're really far away from the camera.
Let me try to give the best answer to another question related to something
Yeah.
else.
In the meantime,
So,
and okay, right. So, do you have any tips for when you have PTSD? You know, if you know you're suffering from PTSD, I would really recommend that you work with a trauma work professional, somebody who knows what they're doing, who perhaps has also had certain experiences within themselves, because I think it's important that they understand also your internal experience. If that makes sense. And I would really recommend that you read Waking the Tiger. That will help you understand trauma energy, stress energy so much better. Yeah, so search up Waking the Tiger by Peter Levine, and it will answer so many of your questions and make you feel so seen, so heard. Yeah, and let me know how you feel after reading the book. Yeah. Okay.
So how old is me, and what is the age difference between both of us? I am 12 years old. I turned 12 this year on January the 7th, and the age difference is in between 13 and 14 most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're about 13 to 14 years apart. Yeah, turning 26 this year.
I came very late.
Yeah, he came very late. But I feel like regardless, despite that, we're still pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm lucky. See another question?
Yeah, I saw one. Where is it? I lost it.
That's okay. I found one. Okay, Nikita says, trauma energy. Adia, how do you overcome your own trauma energy? Do you think trauma is a catalyst for purpose? Wow, that's a really deep question. So I went through a lot of emotional trauma growing up, and the way I overcame a lot of it is again through meditation, but not in the way that you think. Like I didn't just sit and meditate and oh my god, it's gone. I did a lot of intensive active meditations, especially after finding about Osho. I feel like that helped me so much, using the Osho active meditations, because it forced me to get into my body, to address this energy that was so obvious, but for a long time I was dissociated from. And so for me, what helped was I trained myself through like intensive meditations to get in my body, stay in my body, pay attention to the sensations that then began to be more subtle. This is an interesting phenomenon that happens, that at the beginning you may find yourself projecting. It's all external. It's like, you did this to me, you did that to me, and then at a certain point you feel it physically and you stay within the limits of just physical sensations, which is great. Like that's where you shake it out, you cry, you move your body to release this energy. And then you begin to have the ability to work on more subtler levels, like just simply energetic levels. So these days, what I do is, even when I'm just sitting to meditate, I feel the shifts energetically. I don't have to cry or, be physical about it. When I want to, I do, but I'm able to feel like the energy dissipate or like rise up through goosebumps and like tingles and those sort of sensations. Yeah, so I'm at this point where I can release this in subtle ways. But of course, there's still times when I get triggered and I might unconsciously project, or I feel it's so overwhelmingly physical that I need to shake, cry, tense up, and do all those things. But I found that the best way to overcome all of this is to forget about the story in my mind and to just be in my body. As much as you don't want to, that's the way to overcome it. And I think it can be a catalyst for purpose, but then we have to define purpose, and then we go quite deep. Purpose, yeah. Do we have time for that conversation? But long story short, yes, I do think it can be a catalyst for purpose, for you to realize what you're truly capable of outside of the illusions and projections of what the trauma energy is making you believe. Yeah.
Okay. How do you recommend staying grounded in these intense times, particularly if you are sensitive?
Yeah, okay. So I feel like I've said this so many times now, but do practices in which you can honor your body, right? And also, I think give yourself the time of the day to disconnect from what's happening externally. I oftentimes I don't check the news. I don't have cable television unless I need to know something. I don't go out there and search and worry myself with that sort of knowledge. So if you feel the need to disconnect, know that it's okay to. It's okay, especially if you're sensitive. Give yourself time to be by yourself. Be with things that feed you mentally, emotionally, that can nurture you as opposed to drain you. Notice the difference, I guess. That can be incredibly helpful. Notice the difference when you are, putting your energy out there and you're beginning to feel drained. Be aware of that. Notice what's happening and how that's not serving you, and then do something that you enjoy, that makes you feel good, and notice how you feel then. Notice how that serves you. And when you become aware of this dichotomy, the two very opposite experiences, you're just going to naturally feel more inclined to do the latter, right? So I think that's how I stay grounded, is I pay attention to what drains me, and I don't give it the light of day. Okay. And I'll look over here as well. Oh, Harry Potter says disconnecting is the only way to get shit done. I totally understand where you're coming from. I think a lot of us... Oh, disconnecting. Sorry. Yes, I agree. It's the only way to get shit done. I read dissociating. I was going to go into that, but that's a conversation for another day.
Any advice to eliminate anxiety from Laura Tellerill?
Yeah. Okay, Laura. So to eliminate anxiety, that's a big topic, but first things first.
Talk?
Yeah, you want
to? We were talking about that yesterday, weren't we?
Yes, okay.
So the way anxiety works is it's fight, flight, and freeze. And animals normally get them when they're being hunted down by another bigger animal. If they know like they have the potential to fight back, saying probably like, I don't know, a cat being chased by a dog, the cat could have the potential to fight back. If a cat will have to resort to running away, like a bunny running away from a fox. The bunny doesn't have the potential to fight back against the fox, but can run away. But if there's, say, a cornered mouse and the lion about to eat it, it has nowhere to run, or it doesn't have any energy, it can't prepare, it definitely cannot fight back. It has to freeze, which can work as well. It plays dead, the lion will go after some other food as it escapes.
And and then it goes back into fight or flight to escape, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for us humans, anxiety, whenever it's bad, because nowadays we don't have to deal with hunters hunting us down. So whenever we have anxiety, it's because of a test that's scaring you or something. So the only way is to, do the same thing other animals did. Fight, flight, and freeze.
But not freeze.
Freeze doesn't work. Freeze does not work. That's why after animals freeze, they go do fight and flight. Yeah. So you have to exercise.
Yeah, that's a good way. Exactly. So, this is amazing. Important takeaway here is you just have to recognize that when you're having anxiety, your mind has perceived a threat. And this energy has come up, and you need to release this energy now that you're in fight or flight. So whether that be in fighting, so using your body in a way that can release the energy, or in flight, running. So you don't have to, you can physically run, actually. That is very helpful. You can even mentally visualize yourself running, and this is crazy, but it works. This is what I do with my clients in hypnosis. When you're in a deep, suggestive, hypnotic state, if you just imagine yourself running or doing, physically intensive activities, you actually feel that energy flushing out of your body. The tension goes away. So I invite you to use hypnosis if you can, and release that energy that way through visualization, or physically engage your body, run, kickbox, do some boxing, exercise, release that energy, because it's physiological energy. It's not metaphorical. Nothing we're talking about here is metaphorical. So yeah, that was such a great explanation. Thank you.
Do you use Reiki on the food you eat?
Ooh.
From Daniel Jones.
Okay, Daniel. So I actually forget. I'm going to be honest. I forget with my food sometimes. When I do remember to, I do. And I find that it helps so much. So I need to remind myself more often. Who uses Reiki often with her food? Samita. Every time you sit down with her, she's so mindful about all of this. She gives light to her food before she eats it, and it's just so nice. She prays a little bit. She's a beautiful being, and there's so much that I learn from her on daily. Shout out to Samita. Okay, another question? Let's see. I'll look around too.
What's your...
It says over here, what's your moral compass? How did you find it, define it? Hi, Maria. Thanks for asking this question. I think this is like a big question again, but I think, to put it simply, I believe that all we need is awareness. If you have awareness, then morality comes as a byproduct. It's natural. Because if you just observe animals in the world, they live in this very natural yet, intelligent network, and they make things work. They do what they're supposed to do. They stay in their place and do what they're supposed to do, to make life happen as it should. It's just everything's natural, right? Animals don't look at something and be like, well, that's not moral, so I'm not going to do it. And they don't think like that. They're not rational like that. But their instincts, their emotions guide them to naturally respect the order of life, the order of the world. And I think similarly, as humans, we got to do that too. We have an instinctual part of us, we have an emotional part of us, but currently with modern society, we've just been way too lost in the head. Like with our rational functioning, we're just really lost of here. And we need to learn to create more of a harmony with our heart and our instincts. And I think when you have that harmony, that sort of balance between the rational side of you as well as the creative, instinctual side of you, that's when you get intuition, awareness, and just a natural sense of purpose as well as morality that just comes as a byproduct. You don't have to try to be moral. It's just, why wouldn't you? You know, when you are aware that your actions will cause this and this and this, you will just naturally choose to do the things that make sense, that is right, with the natural order of the world. So that's how I see it. I think awareness comes before everything, and harmony within yourself comes before everything.
Okay. Wait, I forgot. Don't worry.
Are you a believer? Ross says, are you a believer? I didn't used to be, but this year, yeah, hell yeah, or last year. Yeah, I love his new songs. Oh my God. I think Intention's my favorite song from him. And also, I think it's Anyone. Anyone's the new song, right?
I don't know.
He's not a believer. Yeah, his new song, I think it's Anyone. I love it. It's so sweet.
How many languages do you speak?
I speak English. It's the only language I'm currently fluent in. I used to be fluent in Mandarin because I was born in China, but now it's sort of just conversational, not very good at it. And before that, before the age of 3, I used to be somewhat fluent in Kazakh, which is my mother tongue, but now I only understand it. I really want to learn it again. I'd love to learn, Mandarin until it's fluent, and then in Kazakh until it's fluent as well. Yeah. Oh, and in Zohar, you want to tell them?
English and French.
Yeah.
I was born in a year, so obviously was fluent in English, and then I was put into French immersion.
Yeah.
Where I could learn French.
Yeah. So he speaks those 2 languages. He doesn't know Kazakh at all, but that's okay. He knows how to count from 1 to 8 in Mandarin.
Yeah.
You want to say it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Very good.
The reason why I don't know how to go to 1 to 10 is because ba just sounds like it's the end.
Yeah, right.
So then I always think, oh, now they're going from 11 to 12. But then 10 sounds like it's going to continue going on. Makes it seems like, oh, we're going to now go on to, and now we're going to go on to, again, a 14 after that. But really, you're just going
yeah, it's actually still at 8. Yeah.
Very confusing. Will you and Sarita do a live meditation together?
We're actually thinking about it. I've been really, Ashley, for her 150K live, really wanted to join, but then that was sort of when the COVID situation got more serious here. So we decided to continue with some social distancing until things got better. So yeah, hopefully in the future, I wish you could have been here as well. If Samita, Sarah, Shahida, if they were here, cool. Yeah, that'd be so cool. But soon, when COVID is over, we'll definitely do that. Yeah. William says, are your parents Kazakh? Yes, they are. We are mostly Kazakh, but on my father's side, we also have a bit of Uyghur and a bit of Uzbek, which I was surprised to find out about, and also Tatar. I feel quite connected to the Kazakh culture, of course, but also Uyghur culture and Tatar culture, as that was sort of what I grew up with in back home. Anya says, have you heard of Dimash? He is an amazing. Yeah, you're gonna say that. He's an amazing Kazakh singer.
We were listening to a Dimash concert this morning.
Yeah. My mom.
Yeah.
You wanna say?
So our mom basically just went and started up. I helped her do it on the TV because she was confused. So I helped her at like 8:50 a.m. and then we watched it. It was pretty good. One of my favorite songs is Golden.
Yeah, that's a good song.
We are golden.
Yeah, today my mom bought tickets to a on-demand live concert, which I didn't even know was a thing. And so today morning we watched that. She's a huge fan of Dimash. Actually, last year, but we went to, no, it wasn't last year, it was the year before that, December 2019. Yeah, our mother and I, we went to New Jersey, New York to see his concert live. It was amazing. My favorite song is Dai Di Dao. It's like a Kazakh folk song. He does such a beautiful rendition of it. And in the live concert, they had like dancers in the back, Kazakh dancers. The dancing was amazing. It was so beautiful. Yeah. And so we're fans. Okay, let's see. Yes, this is my sibling, Spengler.
How did you meet Samita?
How did I meet Samita? That's a funny question to ask since we're cousins.
I think like probably a couple days after you two were born, you met each other and were friends.
No, actually.
Cousins.
Well, no, because
I wasn't there.
Yeah,
so I
you
don't
weren't
know.
there. Samita was born in Japan, and I was born in China. So no, we didn't meet right away, but definitely when we were like really young, because we have like family videotapes of that. Yeah, of like all the cousins as little toddlers playing. Yeah, you missed out.
Of me. They don't have too much of me, but they do have some of me.
They what?
Like I remember there was some of me.
Oh yeah, right. They took care of you. Yeah. Right. Yeah, Samita and I and her two sisters, we lived together before. And yeah, that was when he was like a little tiny baby, and they used to take care of him too. Oh, Anya says, I was at that concert too. Amazing. Yeah, we were there. Maybe we bumped into each other and we didn't even know, you know? It's crazy.
And Golden.
Golden's your favorite? Love it. Okay, let's see. Have you ever visited the Himalayas? No, I haven't, but I would love to go. Yeah. The closest I got to the Himalayas would be when I was in India, which was the beginning of last year before COVID happened. Yeah, and that was near Mumbai. I was in Pune, so that was the closest. Do you ever get messages asking you out on dates? That's funny. I don't know. They don't ever like actually ask me out on dates, but I do get like, you know, people sliding into my DMs sometimes. Okay. Oh, thank you, Brendan. I'm so happy that my videos have been able to help. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed our video together. Latte was such a sport with that one. When did you start practicing Reiki and what inspired you? Thanks, Donna. I started a couple years ago. I think it's 4 years ago now. And what inspired me was just I wanted to learn how to work with energy, to better understand energy, because I know like when you first start out with spirituality, it sounds like such a foreign concept, right? And almost metaphorical, like what the heck's energy? And so I was sort of in that space, and I was like, I really want to know what they're talking about here, what's going on. And yeah, one thing led to another, and I was introduced to a really amazing Reiki master, and so I got attuned from her. But it wasn't until much later when I started like doing actual healing work within myself that I began to understand energy experientially and work with it properly in a way that actually makes sense. So yeah, it's been 4 years coming. And thank you, Morgan. Thank you for watching. I'm so glad that they helped.
What equipment did you use when starting YouTube? From Joanna Arisa.
Thanks, Joanna. I started off with just the camera gear that I mentioned earlier. I bought the used version on eBay. It's a really good deal. And I got the Blue Yeti, which is what I'm using here. I don't want to move it, otherwise it might disconnect, but that's actually what I'm using here, which is a USB mic. Now I've transitioned over to using Zoom, a Zoom H-N5. But yeah, that's what I started with. It's quite inexpensive, and I would really recommend it if you're looking to get started. Okay, I saw some questions
What's your favorite
earlier.
plant?
My favorite plant?
Jody.
I'm actually not good with plant names, so I don't know. Am I correct? Correct me if I'm wrong, Monstera?
You can say vegetables, right?
Okay, but I don't think that's the kind of plant they're asking for.
Maple tree.
I like Monstera. Yeah, Monsteras are really beautiful. I like tropical plants.
Maple trees are my favorite plants.
Yeah, you really like trees. He knows a lot about trees. Samantha says, little brother, I hear your wisdom. Thanks for sharing such helpful information. That is so true. When we feel anxiety, there is something we're feeling scared of. Yeah, thank you for sharing. You're so smart. Johanna says, what kind of coaching do you do? I'm glad you asked. I guess I'll put a little shameless plug, which I guess I should do anyway, since, we're all here. So I am a meditation practitioner. I'm also a hypnotherapist, and I practice Tantra yoga as well. And the kind of coaching I do with people is I guide them on a hypnotic journey inwards to learn about meditation, also heal trauma energy, release trauma energy. So it is sort of twofold in the sense that we work with the past to rewrite the past, release the energy that is stagnant in the body currently because of whatever's happened in the past. And that way, when you release that, you stop projecting your past onto the future, right? And that's when we can then address the future with an open perspective, with how you really feel with full authenticity, and visualize future pace and figure out a way to get there. So that's the sort of coaching I do. It's inner work with a heavy focus on hypnotherapy, because I've just found it's the most effective way of working with someone like this, via Zoom, and get them to move their energy. So it is the most time efficient and effective way to work with energy when we use hypnotherapy in this sort of setting. So that's the kind of coaching I do. And if you are interested, I would love for you to reach out. I always have my info in the description below. So you can, if you want to learn more, you can book a free call with me to get to know about how my services can serve you. And you can also just go ahead and book a session if you feel ready. You can do an introductory session. I offer this one-on-one as well as within a group. So currently I have a group going on right now, and in this group setting is just so amazing because not only do we have hypnotherapy, but we also discuss certain concepts and techniques and build a sustainable, effective spiritual practice, and then have discussions, that are just groundbreaking sometimes, really expansive conversations with people in the group. And there's also accountability and motivation involved as well when you have a group. So yeah, that's what I do. If any of that interests you, I really urge you to reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. Yeah, that's my little shameless plug. Oh my God, do you want to show them? This is what he's been laughing at.
I took a screenshot. Maybe we just pause and then in the live stream when I was here doing the Q&A.
All right. Okay, so I'm noticing that we're almost at 1 hour and 30 minutes. So let's keep this going for like another 10 minutes. And I think that should be okay. I don't want to keep you guys for too long. But I'm also really enjoying this. So, I could go on forever.
How much do you spend on film equipment?
Yeah, so I'm still using the equipment that I started out with, and it was about 900 Canadian. I got a really good deal. It was a used set from eBay, a Sony Alpha camera with 2 lenses, including a Sigma lens, which is the one that I always use with you guys. It's beautiful, and a bunch of it came with a mic and batteries. But yeah, I started out with 900 on film equipment, and it's been serving me really well so far. I might add another camera very soon, but yeah. Check out eBay if you want good deals, seriously. Yeah.
This question has been thrown out by a lot of people. Will this be watchable after it's done?
Oh yeah, of course. Yes. I should have said that earlier, I guess, but yes, it will be watchable. I'll post it on my channel. Okay, let's see if there's anything else.
How do you fix the autofocusing issue from the earlier videos?
Oh.
The recent ones look really
Oh my god. Thanks for asking. Thanks for noticing. Yeah, oh my god. So with that first video, it wasn't the first, I think it was like the third Reiki video that I did, which went viral. Yeah, autofocus was such an issue, and so many people commented about it. And so after that, I was trying to figure out a way to avoid it. So I started using manual focus, and I bought a screen reflector, those monitors that reflect the screen, and I put that on top of the camera so that I could see myself. And I always make sure I stay in a reasonable distance away from the camera. Test it out a couple of times beforehand. Yeah, and I also make sure that my mic is positioned in a way that I'm not gonna move past that space. So that's been helping so far. I'm glad you noticed.
Have you ever been to Colombia?
Colombia? No, but I really want to go actually. I was about to go 2 years ago. A friend of mine is from Colombia, and we were thinking of creating some sort of retreat experience in Colombia because it's very much up and coming. I think it has beautiful nature. So, we're still thinking about it. We haven't done it yet, but hopefully in the future we'll make that happen near Cali, Colombia. Yeah.
How has quarantine affected your Reiki sessions?
Ooh. So I actually don't. I don't do paid Reiki sessions. I do all of my sessions online, and I use hypnotherapy as the primary modality to work with your energy. So it hasn't affected me at all, actually. In fact, quarantine has really helped me be more centered, as I think it's helped all of us do. So I've been really grateful for that, having the experience to just be with myself and know that it's okay if I want this, because everyone has to sort of do this as well. And the reason why I don't do, live sessions, I've never done that, is just because I want to remain location dependent. I value the ability to travel and to be location dependent. So most of my sessions are online. Yeah.
Are you going to make videos about OCD or panic?
Yes. I've been thinking about it for a while, so I'm going to do it soon. But I want to make a video about panic attacks and meltdowns and how to go through it consciously. I even recorded a video myself doing a conscious release a month ago now. So I want to share that video and show you that it's okay. If you're having panic attacks, if you're having frequent meltdowns, it's actually a really great opportunity that you can seize for deep, deep healing, for profound realizations and breakthroughs. And so I'm going to share that with you soon. Really looking forward to it.
I love you so much. I have
love you
anxiety
too.
issues. A few words on that?
Anxiety issues, yeah. I don't know if you heard what Zohar mentioned earlier, but it's really important to look at it as just your body is getting into fight or flight because it's perceiving a threat, which may not be an actual threat.
Can I say something else?
Yeah.
So, also on, wait, I forgot, just wait. Normally this happens randomly. So the way anxiety works is animals have it as a little emergency energy.
Mhm.
But when humans have it, it's not because of an actual threat hunting us down.
Not always.
Or not always. So normally how animals get rid of their anxiety is, well, to use up that energy, which they use up it by exercising,
running
away and fighting.
Yeah.
So to get rid of anxiety, you have to get rid of your emergency energy.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, get out of the story that your mind is trying to feed you, right? That this threat is real. Because most likely the threat isn't real. You're just being reminded of something that happened in the past, maybe, or, it's perceived so strongly as something that you should fear. So, get out of that story and then use your body to release this physiological survival energy that's in your body. It's there for a good reason. So, honor it and release it in which way you see fit. But that would be our biggest advice.
I constantly feel like something bad is going to happen to me. Like, I'm going to die. It's really scary. Do you have any tips for overcoming this?
Thank you for sharing. That's huge. So if you feel that there could be a chance that you're suffering from PTSD, that there is a certain traumatic incident that happened in the past that your body is wanting to overcome. So I would encourage you to look into working with a trauma work practitioner on that, because it's not normal to be so fearful of your present current day situation. That's not the way we're made, That's not the way life should be. So don't accept it as this is all I'm going to get. Your life can be a lot more peaceful, blissful. There may just need to be some healing involved before you can experience that. That's okay. But I would encourage you to reach out to a practitioner that can facilitate a safe space for you to release whatever fears and trauma energy is in your body currently.
So,
and I notice we have like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
One more question.
So, I have often panic attacks. How do I deal with it? Or how to deal with it?
If you're having panic attacks, know that that's not a bad thing. If you're having frequent panic attacks, means your body is ready to release this trauma energy. It's the equivalent of an animal coming out of that freeze response and then fighting back or running away, right? The same thing is happening to you right now. When you're having a panic attack, it means your body's mobilizing this energy that was frozen due to a past traumatic experience, and now it's coming up to be released for you to use up, right? So it's not a bad thing if you're experiencing a panic attack. So don't be resistant towards it. I know it's hard when, the mind gets involved. It's like, oh, if you're out in a social situation, you're going to be afraid of not being socially accepted, being outcast. So I understand if your mind is resistant to it, but notice that that's the mind, right? And your body is telling an entirely different story. Your body is saying, hey, I'm ready to let go of this energy. Let's do it. Let's get this over with so we can live a much better life. So it's a matter of surrendering into what your body's ready for and giving yourself moments throughout the day to move this energy through via the body and changing your beliefs about the story. Because most likely, if people see that you're having a panic attack, they're going to be compassionate with you, right? they're not going to shun you or whatever. So you don't have to be afraid of having panic attacks. It's understandable, it's okay. And it's a good thing from the body. The body's, it's a good thing if you're looking at it from the perspective of the body. So take it as an opportunity to heal. Every trigger is trying to tell you something. It's just an opportunity to look deeper. So I hope that helps. Yeah, I think we're. Yeah, I think we're good.
Put cream on here.
Pardon?
Yeah, put cream on here.
Oh, you did?
I have to. I forgot to this morning.
Oh, I can do it later. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so I think we're good for now. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. This has been amazing. It's always such a pleasure to be with all of you. And oh yeah, I've been so caught up in all of this that I forgot to even acknowledge the 100K. Thank you so much, guys. Honestly, it's crazy that we're at 100K right now. And that we were able to get here so fast. That's incredible. So I really want to say thank you to each and every one of you for making this possible. I don't really understand the algorithm on YouTube, but I know it has something to do with, the comments, the likes, and how frequently you watch it and all of that. I just think we have such a beautiful community, and there must be a reason why more people are joining us, right? So
I think now we could say my sister's officially a celebrity. To live that multi-millionaire life.
Yeah, it's sort of surreal. Like I never thought I would be in this position to be like, I'm a YouTuber, but here we are. Life throws really interesting things at you when you surrender, I guess, right?
It's crazy to know that over 100,000 people know that your sister exists or know that you exist.
Yeah,
Must be.
That's crazy. Yeah, absolutely.
And you haven't even met that much people in your life.
Yeah. We live in a town that doesn't even have. Actually, I think we do.
Have what?
I don't know what our population is here in Whitby, but
it's like 180K.
Oh, okay. All right. Our town has more, but this is still a lot of people. It's really groundbreaking. It's crazy. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's such a blessing, and I look forward to every video that I'm going to share with you in the future. Latte, do you want to say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being.
Questions.
Yeah. We'll find time in the future to do another one like this. I hope to do it more frequently. I know I said that last time, but oh yeah, one more thing. If you want to ask me more questions or like more personal questions, know that you're welcome to reach out via Wizio. This is something that I want to try out to see if it would benefit our community. Basically, Wizio is a platform where you can ask me personal questions, and in return, I send you a 10-minute or 15-minute video to give you the answer. So if you feel called to ask me some personal questions or get to know me more, you're welcome to do that over there. I have the link down below, and you can use the coupon that I've shared with you, thank you 20, to get 20% off. But yeah, I'm just trying this out. I don't know if it's going to be beneficial or helpful for our community. Let's see. And I'm also thinking about Patreon, so let me know what your thoughts are on that. Maybe I'll make that possible in the future. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have for you guys. Yeah, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Talk to you guys soon.